Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Tell Us About You Tuesday. Today, we have the amazing Marlene Davenport with us today. Thanks so much for joining me, Marlene.
Hey, Amanda. Thank you for having me here in your program. I love it. I always keep an eye on what you're doing, and I'm so happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Marlene. I'm always happy to hear that, the community is really serving its purpose to support coaches because it's so important, right? We all need that. But first, just as always, want to give a little bit of background on Marlene. So she's a pharmacist, a health and life coach, as well as a teacher. She has her own company called Marlene Health and Life Coach, where she works with teens and young adults to help them change their habits in different areas like sleep, nutrition, mindset, so that they can get the energy that they're looking for and feel empowered. Through her programs, they uncover their talents so that they can move forward to achieve their goals. And isn't that, we all want to achieve our goals, right? So thank you again, Marlene. Maybe you can tell us a little bit more about what it is that you do and how you support young people.
Okay, so as you said, I am a pharmacist. My name is Marlene Davenport, and I am from Ecuador, and I came to the United States in 2008. I revalidated my degree and became a pharmacist here. And, after I've been a pharmacist for almost 30 years now, and I have seen the difference between how pharmacists are in Ecuador and in the United States. So I started wondering why so many people are dealing with lifestyle diseases at this extent, as unfortunately is the US. I love this country. I am so proud of being an American, and I cannot be more grateful, honestly. But so why so many people? And when it comes to young people, it really breaks my heart. How why should I be dispensing like 10 medications to a 15-year-old person? It's the depression, anxiety, something to wake up, something to sleep. And so I decided I was a teacher also in Ecuador. I was a high school teacher for a short time because I had a pharmacy business in Ecuador. So I did not have so much time for to be a teacher, honestly. But I discovered that helping young people to move forward, to be happy, to answer their questions, you are helping the new generation. You are helping the world. And so anyway, I'm sorry, I went too far there. But so in the United States, I also decided to be a teacher. And as a part-time pharmacist and a part-time teacher, I wanted to know what's going on in the schools, and I found out many things. Kids need to be listened. Kids have dreams. Kids have but sometimes we as a parents are so busy on our own things, and we don't really communicate well with them. Teaching math, I am a substitute teacher, so I teach math, physics, whatever. But for the most important to me is not as much as instruction for their career, but to talk to them and let them talk and participate in class. And so it's a really beautiful experience. But anyway, so that was like about 3 years ago. I decided to become a health and life coach. I saw behind the counter what happens in the pharmacy, and I also saw in school. And I was fascinated because for the first time in my life, even though I have studied nutrition, psychology, and everything, to be a pharmacist, for the first time in my life, I really became aware of what was going on, how to help people to change habits and have a good nutrition, how help people to, especially young adults, to change their sleep habits so they can be more productive and less procrastinative, So, and I chose to be teens and young adults because, yeah, they are soon going to be parents, and I am helping families, not only the kids, but their next family. Does it sound, how does it sound?
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And I always love hearing, this, that you have this pharmacist background, because I feel like that's a unique perspective that you have in, like you were saying, administering like sounds like a lot of different medications to such young kids. And it makes you wonder, like, how come at such a young age that they need these things? And so I love that you kind of saw that need and decided, well, I'm going to do something about this, and then pursued coaching and are able to bring this knowledge and these skills to young people so that they can understand really, okay, what they're really, I feel like what they're looking for from these medications and how they can make those adjustments in their lives to have those things. And I wonder if, with your clients, is that something specifically that you guys are working on with medications and stuff? Like, is that something that comes up?
Yeah, I have worked, as a coach, we don't prescribe medications, and as a pharmacist, we don't prescribe medications either. But as a pharmacist, I counsel the patients in the pharmacy, and as a coach, I have had clients that have been on medications, and of course they need a medication, but I just work on other, trying to find the root of the problem. Why are you depressed? What happened? And talking and letting them talk, and changing a little bit nutrition. Why are you drinking Red Bull all day long, or coffee all day long? So we change very, very little, little by little habits. And I have had patients that they feel so much better. Then they go reduce the dose. Of course, I always tell them, you need to talk to your doctor, but you might want to talk to them. How are you feeling? And because as a pharmacist, we need to give medications. The doctor prescribes the patient, especially anxiety, depressions, very common now in young adults and even teenagers. So the doctor prescribes it and it's fine. But what are we doing along with it? What are you helping the children with so they can actually at some point even quit the medication? But as I'm saying, while we introduce new habits, then they can get stronger, and eventually I have clients that have quit the medication, because before I have some clients that they decide, okay, I don't want antidepressant. And I have had in the pharmacy and in coaching, clients that have told me, I decided that I don't want antidepressants anymore. And then boom, they suddenly quit, and then it's too bad. They get worse. They can handle a few days maybe, but then same with overweight, helping them figure out what is nutritious, know what is something that people go on a diet after diet, and they end up just putting more weight on them because they stress their bodies so much. And it's very common in young adults now, diabetes, and yeah, very sad, but it is very common now.
And when you talk about diabetes, do you mean type 2 diabetes?
Type 2 diabetes, which
Wow.
is, yeah, type 1, there is no much we can do about that.
Right,
But
exactly. That's why I'm curious if it's.
But type 2 diabetes and high cholesterol levels, it's because of the stress, of lack of exercise, because we all have stress,
Sure.
adults, children, young adults, everyone. But how do we deal with the stress? And that's where I am, and where I help them. The stress won't disappear. We are in this life, in this world, and it makes us life spicy, goals, and I help them set goals, and talking and communicating, get rid of the limiting beliefs, because we all have them. So when you have a coach, we act as how do we do? We support them as an accountability partner, holding their hands, while it's hard, holding their hands so they can move on. Yeah, I love it. You can see that, right?
Definitely. I love your passion. I always love connecting with you and hearing about this, because I love that you come from the background of the pharmacist. So you have a different understanding of what these young people are firsthand, what these young people are going through. And, especially with medications, because I feel like it has been, it's become more common for, you have depression. Okay, here's the medication for that. You have anxiety, you have trouble sleeping. Here's a medication for that. And I feel like, we are prescribing a medication to treat the symptom instead of figuring out, like you were saying, well, how come, like, why is this, like, what's the root cause, so we can address that and then actually make those lifestyle changes so that they don't need to be concerned with whether they're going to have diabetes or high cholesterol. Like those aren't things that young people should not have to worry about.
Exactly. Their self-esteem, when they get overweight, their self-esteem goes down. And yeah, we are young. I am still young. But for young adults, for teenagers, it could be very, very hard to cope with, being overweight. I have had clients that have been overweight, and they said, I tried every dieting. Young people just stressing themselves and not going anywhere. I had a client once that she was even taking laxatives laxatives so she could get rid of the excess of food that she ate. And of course, her digestive system was completely upside down. And so we worked on techniques, stress relief, and she stopped it. It's so beautiful. Yes.
Yeah. And sometimes I feel like, it's that missing piece of, like you were saying, having someone to actually listen.
First, listen. Believe it or not, they need to be listened. Yes.
Yeah. And so often I feel like they're not. Like, I remember for me, I had a client once who said, my favorite part of our sessions is when you ask me how my day was. And I just thought, like, wow, like that says, it's so simple, right? So to me, it said so much. Like, all you wanted to be asked, or just to have someone listen, like, how was your day? It's powerful.
Exactly. And we are not blaming anybody. Parents are also, I have clients that I have coached the young adults or the teenagers, and I also have a few sessions with the parents, because they don't know. They love their children, but they don't know. As I'm telling you, I became aware of many things after becoming a health and life coach, because we go deeply in finding the root of the problem and focusing on the person at that moment. The pharmacy is harder to counsel a patient because we are always in a hurry. And even the patient is, give me the medication, I have to go.
Yeah. It's a quick process.
There is not much time. But when we take time with the kids, then they open and they find what was going on. They discover why. Yes, I love it. And helping with the goals for them is wonderful. Yeah.
And isn't it so amazing seeing them discover it, even just for themselves? Like, if all of a sudden, they're able to recognize these things and they're like, oh, wow. Like, having those little aha moments for teens is huge, because we know it's not just for today, it's for the rest of their life.
yes, and something, I don't know, I'm sure you too, but very common with my clients is that they feel guilty for something that they did. They feel so guilty. And when we open, so why did you do this? So because of this. So then why are you guilty? It was your state of conscious at that time. And they say, they accept it and say, oh, yes, you're right. So I can do better. And they do better. Yeah, it fulfills my heart. Every time I finish a session of coaching, my energy goes up and up.
Yep.
And up. It's beautiful.
Yeah, having those breakthroughs, I think, is one of the best parts of coaching. And I wonder, is there any other things that you would say are what's your favorite part about coaching, about being a coach for young people?
The results, seeing the results, seeing them, sometimes when I start the coaching, they are like, of course, it's a relationship. We haven't built a relationship, so they are hesitating. And when they, by the end of the program, they are like easygoing and self-confident and with goals, with hope. That change, I love it. And when, after a few sessions, like maybe 6 or 8 sessions, we go through, so how do you compare yourself? So how was your nutrition when you started the program? And they said, it was maybe 5%. And how do you think it is now? Oh, maybe 75%. So do you know?
Yes.
And how was your self-esteem? It was maybe 20%. How is now? 60% or 80% or so it is. That is the best part, seeing how they change.
Yeah, coaching is so powerful. It's so amazing, isn't it?
Yes. I definitely think that I came to this world to this country, to this world with one purpose, but to this country, it was to figure out the difference between, South America and the United States. And I feel like I have this commitment with the world to take my words and help. Right now, I do one-to-one coaching mostly, so one-to-one. But in the future, I would like to help more people at a time. But anyway, I want to take the message to the world. I know that we can help one at a time, and we can improve the world that we are in. Yeah.
I love that. You're like speaking right to me. I'm like, yes, fulfilling that mission of every young person having a coach, like that's it. That's like the big mission,
that.
right?
I know what to say. Your dream is every young person to have a coach, because it can make a big difference in their lives and the family. There was the other day, there was a girl that she told me, I am so sad because my parents always accuse me that they are getting divorced because of me. So we had to talk, and I talked to the parents also, how much we can damage, but she loves the child. The mother loves this girl, but the daughter. But the moment that we don't think, but there is a communication, then we find out, oh yeah, I never meant to say that, but the kid is already broken, thinking, oh yeah, maybe it is my fault, but it is not. And those things is how much we can help the young people.
Yeah, it's huge. And I think what's so special about working with young people is not only do we get to work with the young person, but like you were just mentioning, is perfect example that, the coaching actually influences the family. Like it influences other relationships that they have in their lives, especially with their parents. Cause I feel like that's such a big part for young people. And not necessarily, parents don't always recognize or realize, that these small things that to them, they didn't, like that example, I'm sure the parents don't mean to hurt her, right? Like no parent is like, yep, my job in life, like my goal in life is to screw up my kid. Like I just want to make them
No,
sad. And no, like every parent
no.
always has the best of intentions. Just sometimes, life and stress and other things that are going on kind of get in the way and make it a little bit cloudy. And sometimes, things are said or done in certain ways, and we don't realize the impact that has on the kids. So I think that, the work that we do is so much needed in the world. So I appreciate you for doing that work and
I
bringing
appreciate
this
you for
message to the
having
world.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I always love this question because I know we could talk about coaching all day long. All day long.
Okay.
But I wonder when you're not coaching, what is it that we would find you doing just for fun?
Okay, so that's nice too, because I always like to play tennis. I always dreamed about playing tennis until I became a health and life coach. It's amazing how I became aware of many things that before, because you are putting up, I'm sorry, you are waiting. So right now I'm focused on this, on career, and then later. But until I realized that I need to be the priority of myself. And now I play tennis 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I told my boss that I cannot work Monday, Wednesday, and Friday because it's for me. I know that not many people can do that, but if it there is a way all the time that we can give that time to ourselves to pamper ourselves. And I also read. I am an addict to reading and to tennis. That is my where you or traveling also. But while I'm traveling, I'm also reading or yeah, reading, playing tennis. But yeah, in because what happens with young adults also is that they are so focused on their career, and my philosophy is the 5 pillars in life: spirituality, health, relationships, career, and money. So we work on those areas with them because you don't want to end up sick because of the stress, because you didn't give time to yourself. And I have to work with my clients on that. The successful, there are many. They are successful, but give time to yourself, to your girlfriend, to your boyfriend, to your parents, to their relationships, because it feeds your spirit, and you can do better, and you have more energy to, the deal, right?
Yes, I love that. And I love that you are like the perfect role model for that to your clients, that, because sometimes we can say all the things, but like when we walk the talk, then it's a whole different thing, right? So I love that you do that. I love that you take the time to play your tennis and, travel and read. Like I'm right there with you. I'm like, if my face isn't on the internet somewhere, it's in a book.
Exactly.
Definitely.
Exactly. And for the parents, the best insurance policy for the kids is to teach them good, to help them, to listen to them, so they raise a child that has good self-esteem, that has goals, that understands about their health. So that's the best insurance policy, because so many parents, we are working hard to make lots of material things, and then kids are isolated because parents are so busy working, and their self-esteem is lower than the kids that get the attention from the parents. So yeah, the coaching is neat to help both parts, because I'm telling you, I did not realize how important everything that I'm talking about, I'm saying. But I became aware, and I praise God for that.
Well, so do we, because now you're here with us in this community, and taking the time to share your passion and what you do with us. So thank you so much for doing that, Marlene. I always love connecting with you.
Thank you so much, Amanda.
Thank you. And just quickly, if anybody does want to get in touch with you, what might be the best way for them to do that?
Yeah, I have my Instagram account is Marlene, MARLENE _ coach, COACH. And I have my phone number. Can I give back my phone number? Yeah, 850-304-1387. I also have my website, which is marlenecoach.com. And my Facebook page, which is linked to Instagram, Marlene Health and Life Coach. Yeah, my email address is hl@marlenecoach.com. So many ways that you guys can contact me. And I offer a program, either 6 weeks or 12 weeks program. And the first session I do for free. It's a session where I figure out with my client if I am a good fit for them, or they are a good fit for me, and we go from there. Wherever they are, we start, and little by little, step by step, we change. We change lives. Together. We dive deep in where is the cause of the problem. So why and why and why, and then they get it. Why we get it. Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Marlene, for taking the time to share with us today. And I appreciate you and appreciate your time. And thank you so much for everybody who's watching. Until next time, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda. Bye-bye.
You're so welcome, Marlene. Thank you.